10-8 podcast, and we are back with a special late night edition. A lot of things have been going on in the boxing scene. The big news, Keyshawn Davis versus Edwin De Los Santos is canceled after Keyshawn Davis pulls up 4.3 pounds overweight. Didn't even seem to try. I thought it wasn't going to get canceled, but the camps canceled the fight. Not only that, Edwin De Los Santos will get paid his full initial bag. Shout out to him.
Easy money.
That's what I'm talking about, easy money. But tonight we got a special show for you guys. We got the most electrifying man in boxing today, Blair The Flair, coming on. You know what I mean? You know how we do. My man Jamel Herring, my co-host, will be coming on as well. We're going to get it lit for you guys, continuing to bring you guys great content, you know what I mean, as much as I can. We're going to return after this and be joined by my man Jamel Herring in a couple minutes. As you guys have heard the news, I mean, Edwin De Los Santos pretty much will be getting paid to not fight. To not fight as the man of the hour. Keyshawn Davis does not make weight. It's crazy. I mean, you know, he was called unprofessional. There's going to be a lot talked about. De Los Santos probably happy. He's leaving and getting paid regardless of the situation. Tough for De Los Santos, who's coming back off of a 2-year layoff when his last fight was my man, Shakur Stevenson. My brother from another mother, Cano Loco's in the building. The news is not as much fun as the fun Jamel having on X. Absolutely, we're going to address that, Cano, as my man Edwin De Los Santos took heed to what my man Jamal said and said, you can be next. Calling out my man Jamel Herring.
Easy money.
Jamel's going to address all of that tonight. I appreciate you reminding me that. I got to look at the tweet. I got to post. I got to find this tweet. Connor, if you do, text me the actual tweet. I'm going to put it up on the board when my man gets up here. But we also got my main man, my guy, Blair The Flair, in the building.
Is it possible?
I'm excited. If you guys know me, I'm a big Blair The Flair fan. He confirmed a couple minutes ago he's going to come on. He said, hey, yo, what did I say? That I'm a fan. I mean, oh, check it out. So right now, Jamel got challenged, right? He said, you can be next. I ain't going to lie. My man Jamel, he get busy. But I ain't gonna. If I'm at with De Los Santos, I'm not even mad right now. I'm not mad. You just got your full purse. I don't know what the purse is, but you didn't even have to fight in order to get paid tonight. So
easy money.
De Los Santos going back to DR, wherever the hell he's from, getting some pesos, going to Sosua, and is gonna have some fun. That's what I would do. I'll tell you that right now. Keyshawn Davis saying he's going to 140. You know what I mean? Sheldon, what's good, brother? What's good, my brother? Saying he's going to 140. A lot of drama going on in boxing. You know, I mean, listen, boxing, social media has changed the boxing game so much. It's made it more entertaining in regards to just drama that comes out. So I'm excited. The news travels fast. You know what I mean? Let me tweet this out to myself real quick, and I'm going to put it up there for you guys. Some of this news before my guy gets on here. You know what I mean? You know, my guy's coming on in a couple minutes. Hold on a second. Let's see. But I'm going to pull up the tweet real quick. I just said it to myself. Give me a second, guys, so I can pull it up. But Edwin De Los Santos calls out Jamel Herring, tells him you can have next. Basically, from my understanding, what Jamel told me was he basically made a statement regarding how Edwin De Los Santos looked at the weigh-in, that he looked drained. And to be honest with you, he did. He looked absolutely drained. And he took exception to what he said and pretty much responded And it was upset. But I mean, listen, guys, Edwin De Los Santos looked crazy. I'm not gonna lie. When I seen him in the after the weigh-in and whatnot, I was like, Jesus Christ, like what's actually going on over here? He looks crazy. And then you go on the other side and you look at Keyshawn Davis, and he looked great. He looked filled in. He looked amazing. This is what I'm talking about right here. He said that when the son says you want to be next. Basically, Jamel was making comments about how he looked, and he said you need to focus on getting through the weekend. Well, Jamel, to be honest with you, he's going to get through the weekend and get paid for not even getting scratched. So that's a good thing. I don't know what it is he's getting paid, but I'm going to assume that it's 7 figures, and that's not a bad gig, especially if you don't even got to fight.
Easy money.
The event will still go on, and Abdullah Mason will now be the main event of the evening. And, there's a lot of pressure on that kid. He's a very, very talented individual. My boy, Gerald McCoy, actually, he compared him to the great Roy Jones Jr. Says he believes that's the type of talent Abdullah Mason has. So there's a lot of high expectations. We did see Abdullah and my main man, Keyshawn Davis, going at it at the presser. Maybe a possibility in the future, but who knows, because Keyshawn can't make 135. So I guess that's out the window. But let me bring on my guy real quick, the legend, Jamel Herring. What's good, brother? I can't hear you. Oh, there you are.
What's good, bro?
What's good, bro? You out here starting trouble. What's the word, man?
I'm not starting trouble with being concerned about fighters and their health. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I seen you were making comments based on, we were talking about earlier. We were like, yo.
But you see why they called the fight off, though, right?
Why did they call her off exactly? I thought it was because of the mistake.
Nah, it's that too, but at the same time, they got somebody had to look out for their fighters' well-being. Simple as that.
Okay, who's the well-being?
Fucking Edwin. Bro,
so you're saying they called it off.
Yeah, bro. Somebody on that other who else side was gonna call off? Keyshawn, they was gonna go with the fight. They probably gonna give up some money.
Yeah.
And keep the show rolling. The other side probably felt that maybe it wasn't the money or for the sake of their fighter's health that they was gonna just, you know what I'm saying? He was gonna put himself in danger, bro.
I'll tell you this. I mean, at least they said they did announce that he's getting his full purse for the fights.
Oh, then he won. He won. Then, like I said, he ain't had to risk his health.
He didn't have to do a ring walk.
Hey, Connor, they keep fucking with me, Connor. I ain't bothering nobody. I'm just giving my expertise.
Well, let me ask you a question, Jamal. Everybody wants to know. I mean, he did challenge you, right, at 135. I mean,
they keep saying that's not even a real account now. I don't know what it is. Don't care, man. I ain't never run from nobody. It won't start running today.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. So we're announcing possibly a fake account. What's going on?
I don't know what. You gotta go through the comments, bro. I was just sitting there like whatever, man. But then you got everybody chiming in, and I had to smoke their asses too.
Oh man, Jamel lives for this social media. They call Shakur Twitter. We got to come up with one for you. We got to definitely.
I'm chilling, man. I ain't bothering nobody. Y'all know what it is.
Nah, that shit is hilarious to me though. But I mean, let me ask you a question. For those that aren't maybe well versed or understand what goes on in boxing, how unprofessional is this of Keyshawn Davis, especially coming from such a renowned camp with Bomac and these individuals? What's your take on that situation?
I mean, I know Bomac, Red, Saul, they're very professional. So I don't think it's a knock on them. Of course, it's a team thing. And a lot of people are gonna say, why was the trainer? I'm pretty sure they were basically trying to get, like, they knew ahead of time. That's how we work. That's how we operate over there. They know what's going on with every fighter, the weight. I don't know if Keyshawn just couldn't do it because he outgrew the weight class or whatever. But I know for a fact Bo will bring in a specialist, like a nutritionist that knows what she's doing. Shout out to Paulina. That's the nutritionist we usually use. Since I started working with Bud still uses her today. So they have all the resources in the book. So I don't know. It's a thing you really have to ask, Keyshawn and them, because I know for a fact Bo is he doesn't like to be put on Jump Street. He doesn't like to feel like he's being embarrassed. You feel what I'm saying? So I know he's not gonna. I know he wasn't gonna go for it. And I know he's gonna do everything in his power to make sure to get Keyshawn down to the weight. But it's whatever.
I mean, it's definitely a tough go. I mean, the thing that kind of struck me as odd was like he kind of like shrugged it off. Like he was like, you know what, I wasn't gonna be at this division anymore. I can barely make it. I struggled the last fight. I'm going to 140. I mean, does everybody know that in camp, or is it something that he just decided? Because it doesn't even seem like he. I mean, the way he was so nonchalant about it.
I think obviously, like I said, they probably seen the weight issues. Maybe, like you said, playing up from the last fight, and definitely in this camp. So I'm pretty sure, like, again, they probably were just like, look, let's get through this fight here, and we'll focus on moving up weight in the next one. Because at the end of the day, you still have to be professional. You still have an obligation. You signed the contract. You signed the battle agreement. So I know how the team works over there. So I'm not definitely not putting it on B&B because I know how they are. I've seen times when Bud was going through it, making weight and things, but he still did what he had to do, and he made the weight.
What's next for Keyshawn then? So 135 is definitely.
Ashley trying to call you, but to keep going to voicemails.
Oh, my God, who's calling me?
Ashley.
Well, hold on. Hold on one second. I got to bring the legend on first. I no disrespect. Hold on. The man, the most entertaining. Jamal knows how much I love this guy. The most entertaining man in boxing today, Blair The Flair. Woo! My guy, what's good, brother? What's good, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm feeling good, feeling antsy, baby. I can't wait to get in the ring.
A lot going on this week.
Get scratching.
Listen, we were talking about you the other day, me and Jamal, and Jamal was just like, man, like why hasn't Blair The Flair been in the ring? And I'm always vouching. I'm like, why isn't anyone stepping in front of this man? Why isn't anybody at 147? Not Boots, not anybody. What's going on, bro? What the fuck is going on? Please tell us.
Well, first of all, I have to pay homage to the man sitting over there. What's up, Jamel, man? How you doing?
Oh, good, man. Good to see you.
I was there when you won the nationals to go to the Olympics. I was actually in that tournament.
Hey, all love the reload.
Yeah, really.
Oh, that was a hell of a week, man.
Motherfucker almost died just getting there though, because the fucking turbulence was crazy getting to Colorado Springs. Man. It was wild. Yep. You had this one move, this step back cross that everybody kept running into.
Still doing it.
That's
like,
crazy.
what the fuck?
Still doing it, bro. Still doing it.
I was like, oh man, I hate this guy.
They all hated me. They all did it. Like I said, I even had my future trainer, which is Mike Stafford, God rest his soul. He was in the opposite corner of me because he was in the corner of Jamonte Clark. And Jamonte Clark was like 6 foot something, you know what I mean? That was a rough ass week.
I remember that. Yo, everybody was getting gassed out in the first rounds, man. That shit was crazy.
They gonna get me though.
That shit was wild.
Good to see you though, man. Like, yeah, man, I was saying, like, it's all love for you, bro. Like, I just want to see you back.
Yo, man.
He came up with a phenomenal win. You got the best of my brother. I respect that. It's a sport. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? We're fighters at the end of the day, but I'm like, we need Blair fucking back. And you see how boxing is right now. They definitely need you to come back, bro.
Bro, boxing needs somebody like me, like real bad. And it's crazy because like promoters and all this other all the things that make boxing bad is continuing.
Right.
They're continuing in the same path. They're not making any changes. And if you keep going the same way, you're gonna get the same thing. I mean, right now boxing has gotten so like ridiculous that there's people that just would rather just see people just slap each other. Like, look, just stand still now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, boxing. I mean, look, we just watched. Was it the Fatal Fury a couple months ago? We watched somebody literally run the entire time. We watched Canelo's whoever he fought ran the entire time. Like I'm just not understanding what's going on, Blair. We need excitement. We're looking for guys that are trying to mix it up. We need somebody like you, bro. You know what I mean?
Look, I should have been on that card, fighting Ryan or Devin. Honestly, there's just, and the thing is, the only reason why it didn't happen is because of promotion, and management and a whole lot of nonsense. And of course, people just can't wait to have some kind of like reason not to fight me, which is kind of ridiculous. Honestly, it only gets worse. But yeah, it's one of those things, boxing is full of politics that is actually killing it. And it's not very good. It's not very good because right now we have
another black eye.
Big Paul, man. Like, come on.
And it's crazy. We just took another black eye. I mean, you look at it really now. We just took another black eye to the sport. So it's definitely hard when you see things like that. Like I was talking to my guy JC. He was saying, the problem that the TV execs have about boxing is because with football, would they cancel a whole entire game over something? Nah, the show goes on. But in boxing, when you don't be professional or you carry your weight, it ruins everything. It ruins everything from the top down.
Yeah. So yeah. So to actually bowl around your question, I don't know. I think it's a lot of fear, and the fear is the fear of pretty much the inevitable, and there's a lot of uncertainty. The uncertainty of somebody like me in boxing is kind of crazy because I'm really a wild card. You don't really know how good I am. You know what I mean?
Did we not put it out? No, we say the thing with my man is Blair, high risk, and they probably looking at a low reward at the end of the day. But the high risk is actually a compliment because you can go in there and ruin everybody's plans moving forward. And you see how it is with these promoters. Unless you legitimately like with one of these guys, they're not going to risk it. And then because we already seen enough upsets just in this. We only in June. We're only in the first half of the year, and look how many upsets we've seen in the sport of boxing this year so far.
Hey man, because it needs to happen. I mean, this is what you call God. I mean, yeah, you can have your plans and this and that, but at the end of the day, God's going to show that no, He has a plan, and His plan for Blair The Flair is always greater than their plans, and that's the problem. That's the problem with boxing right now. Is like the thing is we got so carried away with rooting for certain guys and things like that. We kind of lost the true element of greatness, because the true element of greatness lies within the underdog. It like we fell in love with boxing because of these underdog stories, like Rocky, and hell, even Muhammad Ali. Like we fell in love with Ali because ain't nobody thought that he would beat Sonny Liston. Ain't nobody thought that he would beat George Foreman. Ain't nobody thought Blair The Flair would beat God knows who else. You know what I'm saying? And like that's the whole thing. The thing is that we need the art of surprise, of the unpredictable, and that's what I do the most. That's what I'm great at, is unpredictability. You can't really tell what I can do in the ring, and I'll make it look like it was a joke, like it was an accident, and that's one of the biggest secrets of my style, is making you believe that I'm stupid and to bow, But and yeah, as far as the boxing world, it's like we really got to get it together. And I cry out to promoters, I cry out to managers, I cry out to matchmakers to keep this dream alive.
Right.
And it's a shame because sometimes it falls on deaf ears. Like some of these people don't deserve to be the face of boxing. Like look, Ryan Garcia is just not that guy. You think otherwise? Watch what I do to him. Canelo
Alvarez. That's what you want?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I want all of them. But like, you see this like Canelo Alvarez, like he's not the guy. Like he's not even willing to fight the main fight that everybody wants to see. I mean, if you're the people's champion, then you fight what the people want you to fight. You know what I mean? To prove your greatness. And we want to see what happens when the chips is down, when the chips is low. And we don't see that in boxing very much.
The thing that kills me is, and to be honest with you, is a lot of these guys, specifically, let's say Boots, right?
Right.
Boots is trying to be the big name at 147, looking for the big fight. And a lot of the guys that he's fighting don't have the name that you have. And it kind of kills me because I sit there and I'm like, wouldn't it make more sense? And this is what I love about you. I see the passion that you actually love the sport. But not only that, you understand the entertainment side of it. Like when you bring the doll, when you find AB, dog, you had me crying. But I loved every minute of it because Jamal will tell you, I'm always like, yo, he's the man. But and I feel like, guys, if he
listen, I got people back from Cincinnati that was like, man, because they know Adrian. We all know Adrian now here. So everyone, I know people out of Cincinnati and was telling me, man, you got Blair coming on. Man, we ain't never seen nobody get, get under his skin like that, because it's usually Blair, it's usually AB that gets under everybody's skin. But that fight, I'm like, yo, this dude, I'm like, damn, he not really backing down. Maybe come show up to the gym, wrapping up next time. I'm like, what the, like, yo, this shit crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. If Blair the Flair was easy work, isn't that easy promo? Isn't that an easy check? Why not go cash that check? And
it'll be a huge check too, because the thing is, like, bro, it only takes 5 minutes of promotion.
Okay.
To fucking, like, boom, you got a star. It's you can, like, dude, I sold out the Alexis Rocha fight in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I sold that shit out within a few days because I didn't even know if I was fighting. Was I fighting this or that? I didn't even know what was going on. That was an extremely late notice fight, and I'm low on chips, so I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna take it regardless, man. Fuck it, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like that. Whereas though, like, I prove over and over that, like, I can do it, you know, and sold the Broner fight, and it's like, so one thing's for certain, you can't say it's low risk. I mean, low reward. Because reward, like, look, you're not going to sell if you're not a salesman and you don't have an opponent that sells. Right. Nobody gave a fuck about Boots beating his last opponent. All it was a title. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was that big of a deal. We almost forgot about it the moment it happened. You know, the Karen fight, like, it's a shame because, like, we want more memorable things happening, and, like, the only memorable thing that happened is Broner's tooth getting knocked out. It's just ridiculous how bad boxing is gone, you know? And then now we're talking about Manny Pacquiao at 40 years old trying to make a comeback for the belt, and it's a lot of nonsense going on, man. Like, and it's like, where does the people's champion go from here on?
How does that happen? That and again, Manny gets ranked. He hasn't fought in years.
Popularity. We already
popularity contest.
That's it, bro.
Like, really, it ain't really about popularity. You know, it's really about just, like, honestly, there's some racism going on with it, but then there's also
elaborate on that. What do you mean?
Political problems going on. Like, it's a lot of nonsense going on, you know.
Hold on. What elaborate on the racism? What do you mean by that? Like
for instance, I couldn't be the guy at Golden Boy. Why? Because I'm not Mexican enough. Even though I lived in Mexico, I started my career in Mexico. I have Mexican family, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? I even speak a little Spanish, motherfucker. What the fuck? But then, like, when it comes to this shit, it's like I'm not Mexican enough for them. They need to promote their Mexican fighters for their Mexican fans. And the thing is, I believe truly that, like, there can be a champion that rises above political views, that rises above racism, above like all of these entities. And that's the true champion. That would be the people's champion. You know what I mean? That's actually stands for the boxing culture and also provides the entertainment that's well needed in boxing today. And like that's like right now, what you see is what somebody like an Ali person would be having to go through in today's time. Because in the yesterday's time, at least they fought each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Ali was me, he wouldn't have gotten that fight with Sonny Liston, even become world champion. I got that same belt that he got. What the fuck? The NABF belt? I got that exact same belt. I did not get a chance to fight for the world title yet. So you see how crazy that shit is? As a matter of fact, the person that has the belt now, that has the title now, he's ranked really, really high. He's like top 3 or some shit. And like in the WBC anyways. And it's crazy because like Golden Boy didn't make sure that I wasn't getting where I need to be.
Yeah, what happened with that whole fallout, bro, with Golden Boy? What happened with that fallout with Golden Boy? I thought y'all was good. Yeah, I mean, especially after the Hooker win, I thought everything was good. They're just gonna move forward. I mean, you got a world champion on a resume. What happened, bro?
Okay, let's put it like this. They brought me in as an underdog. My first big fight was Ferdinand Karubian, which was this Armenian Olympian that they swore by. And I finally say yes to the fight. They gave me a belt, whatever, and I won. You know what I mean? And I was a 16-1 underdog. They kept putting me in with hard fighters, and I kept winning. And then I gained my exposure by setting myself with branding. Everything I started to brand myself with the woo, with the ring entrance, with the type of clothes I wear, and what ends up happening, I started bringing on the fans, but I didn't just win the fans. I won the networks. Right. So what ends up happening, we end up having an issue where like, okay, we're supposed to be on these Canelo fight and we can't get on the Canelo fight. Oh, like they're like, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And then no, we're gonna put you on the like the preliminary fights. And I'm like, no, I need to be on the main card.
Right,
like right. And like that's what you promised. And of course they'll be like, no, we'll talk about that later. I'm like, okay, the zone, yo, how? So yeah, so what's happening is that they don't have me on the main card. What? You're the most entertaining fighter that we have. Like we need to have you on the card. Don't worry, I'm gonna call Golden Boy. Golden Boy calls me back. Yeah, we got you on the card. We're gonna just make you the opening bout, blah blah.
TV opener.
Yeah, the opener and all that stuff. And the thing is, all throughout that career, all throughout that time with Golden Boy, I had to really force their hands. And then what ends up happening, COVID happened, this and that, and they just found a way to string me along and drain me out of my life or whatever by like giving me these like one fight per year type situations until they finally like, okay, boom, we got the Rocha fight. And I'm like, what, man? Like, I'm like, dude, I haven't had a fight in almost a year now, and you're giving me this fight on late notice. I'm like, fuck. Well, I'm out of finances, so like setting up a training camp to even prepare for this later on in life probably ain't going to work out. So like,
they don't know, man. Them camps alone, them camps cost, especially a good camp costs.
A good camp costs. That's why, like, when motherfuckers come to me like, yeah, how about 30K? How about we give you 30K for a tune-up? What? My fucking training camp costs 30K. Like
30K?
Like to look, that's what it cost for me to get to Broner. You know what I mean? The half an M bag, I had to get ready like 100%.
People offered you 30K?
Yeah, people do that stupid shit all the time, man. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? It's always something.
25K for a tune-up bed. They do that shit.
So it's a lot of nonsense. It's a lot of nonsense going on, and So it's like where do we go with boxing when people like me don't make it? See, because the thing is, when people like me don't make it, boxing is fucked up. No, and so that's kind of where it is.
Crazy.
Yo, when you can't start from zero to become something, and you just got all these fucking like paper champions and cute little glitz and glamour bullshit. Like fucking look, man, Devin Haney, he was made up. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like he didn't come from the rebel and wreckage of like life. He was already there. I mean, what kind of motherfucker is already stunting with Lambos and jewelry before he even got a fucking fight? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So it's
title, yeah. Nah, Dev was set. Dev ain't gonna lie. Dev been flaunting before he got the belt.
yeah. Like, so it's a different ball game. Because right now, like, if boxing truly lives and dies with the underdog and with somebody that represents the people, what happens when that particular type of champion does not make it? Right. It becomes a problem, and it becomes a problem in boxing, and things like this happen. Whereas though we just like, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm gonna watch a Jake Paul fight, man. Like, you know what I mean? And watch these female undercards. You know.
Do you have anything in the works right now? That's the like a lot of people asking when we mentioned the last time what they like seeing on Instagram. A lot of everybody's been asking what's been going on. What do you have in the pipeline now that you can share, or or anything, any idea what's going on next?
Well, right now, 100%, I'll be on the Conor Ben Eubank rematch. Nice. The second fight, I'll definitely be on that. Probably most likely the co-feature, the main co-event or whatever.
That's still big. That's big. That's big. If we get the co-feature, that's a big deal.
Yeah. Like, but we just gotta get somebody that's stupid enough to fight me, like so.
I was reading your tweets. I always follow them, and you had elaborate. You said basically that you're out of your deal. You have new management. Because my question was before that was, how was your management allowing you to be avoided? Because I was talking to Iceman Scully, and he said rankings and all that are basically managers' politics.
Yes. They go to they show to the sanctioned bodies, events, and they put the name and they put your name in the hat, and they throw it at the board, and you land, and that's when you rank that. That's how it really is.
And that's what
you show up, like, hey, I got my guy. I feel like he should be ranked in the top 15. They put you in there. And that's from management. That's from managers showing up.
And that's my point. Like, we watched William Sco become the #1 contender for Canelo. I never even heard of Sco. Jamel, you didn't hear of Sco.
I've never heard that, man. And I never heard that name. Didn't know nothing about his existence.
Exactly.
Ever.
And if you name the top fighters at 147, let's say you name 10, you got to name Blair. So how isn't Blair the #1 contender for any of those?
At least. Yeah. Let's put it like this. Nobody. Very few people have an actual name on their resume, and even fewer have more than one ex-champion on their resume. So it's kind of an issue right now, whereas though, like, how am I not there? And like they always try to throw something out, they always try to throw something out there. And as far as like the management was horrible. I mean, let's put it like this. I showed up to the sanctioning bodies myself. I showed up to the conferences myself, representing myself. You can't make this shit up.
I've been to the WBO convention, so I already know how it is with the
meeting, the WBO
event.
I showed up to the WBO, showed up to the WBC. Matter of fact, I had to get my belt that I was supposed to win at the fight in Germany. I had to pick it up in Germany because promoters not working either. Like, nobody's doing their fucking job. Like, you know what I mean? And yeah, it just gotten to a point where as though like I'm very, very loyal and I love the people that I'm with. But eventually I have to move on. I have to set aside my love and my compassion and my loyalty and put it the way it is. And right now it was like I have to leave my management, because they're not managing.
Right.
If he was, we would have had the Pacquiao fight 2-3 years ago. We would have had the Adrian Broner fight 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. There was a lot of entities going on. Matter of fact, I had a guy like, yo, bro, I'm living in Malibu, bro. I had people that was willing to put up the investment for the actual fight, for the Broner fight. Like, yo, look, I'll put up 2-3 million right now. Let's make that happen. Just show up to Malibu, show up to Nobu, we'll get it popping. You know what I mean? And never happened. It's a lot of nonsense going on. But
So you
I'm
moved on
outside and I'm moving forward.
So are you signed out to a new manager? What's going to be the difference? What do you feel is the difference now with the new manager that you have?
So he's on the Conor Ben card.
Against
shit, he said he co-main event, but I get what you're saying. But yeah, that right there alone is opportunities already being presented to this man.
Absolutely.
But who are they gonna be able to get? Because Blair wants that big name. He wants that big fight. He wants to make an impact at 147.
Right.
Who do you want on that Conor Ben card?
Absolutely, anybody that makes sense. We can. Like, we even had conversations with possibly fighting Regis Prograis if we don't, because Josh Taylor lost, and then the guy that he lost to wasn't a big enough name. That's what he's saying. I was like, I'll sweep his ass regardless. But they're like, no, no, he's not a big enough name for this particular type of card. So we got to get somebody else that's either a big name or at least a good name for the UK fans. Okay. And so we're trying to figure it out, The thing is, right, the guy that I have with me,
I have him call up Jack Catterall.
Has everybody behind him, huh?
What about UK wide? Because UK is different with they fighters. Like they'll ride with them to the end. I could see maybe a Jack Catterall moving up. You know what I mean, for 47.
Jack Catterall is at 147. He's a great fighter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I think he's taken right now. I think he's burnt out, or I don't know. There's something. There was some kind of reason why Jack Catterall wasn't.
But his name popped up on the radar.
Oh, absolutely.
Right,
His name definitely popped up. There was a bunch of names that popped up, but obviously they're all fighting each other.
Right. Yeah. They're all tied up. Everybody's tied up.
We do know.
Busy. So
we do know a couple names that aren't fighting anymore, and that's Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. And you went out and said, "Why not make that happen?" Well, I mean, has there been any attempt or any conversation in regards to those fights? Do you think they would be interested in fighting on that card?
Well, Devin Haney looked like he was trying to fight me when they were trying to talk with BLK Prom to make the fight happen, trying to find the resources and this and that. And I'm like, come on, let's get it. I'm gonna knock you clean the fuck out. But nah, he I don't know. So the great thing is that my management is heavily tied with Turki Al-Sheikh. So we might be able to pull these cards. Pull these guys into a fight with me, pay them enough money.
Who do you want?
Man, Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia, big names.
All right,
Devin Haney, big name.
I want to throw out some names, but I want you to give me because I'm gonna throw out some names from 140 to 47 because you see of a boxing. A lot of these guys probably plan on moving up anyway. So I'm gonna just throw out some names. Gary Russell.
Great fighter.
All right. Richardson Hitchens.
I don't know too much about Richardson Hitchens, but that would be a good fight. I love that right now. Like what?
I see my man Springs TV. He mentioned Mario Barrios.
Absolutely. Man, that's the fight that we really need. I mean, everything is kind of like they're just trying to like play their positions, man. Like the WBC refused to have me up there, man. Like I don't know why. Like like
What about a showdown in Philly? Boots Ennis.
I would love that fight. Why not make it happen? Like
Why hasn't that
now.
happened? Why hasn't it happened? You and Boots. I don't get it.
Let's just put it like this, man. If I show up and I look him in his eyes, things change immediately.
I'm listening.
You know what I'm saying? Things change immediately. That's because I fucked everybody up in Philly, bro. I was horrible, man. Like, what? I was a fucking wrecking machine out there. But I don't know why. Like the only why that it's not happening is because of Eddie Hearns and trying to protect Boots, and Boots trying not to get his head knocked off, because the only thing is you can't people, like a lot of guys aren't going to be able to beat Boots.
Right.
As long as he stays away from me, he wins.
Damn.
And that's the problem. But the thing is, you're not the truth if you're hiding from somebody that's talking the most shit and everybody notice. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you got one other person from Philly that is the shit too. Maybe you should fight him. And a lot of people are trying to get away from that idea.
I mean, it makes sense. You're both from Philly. You're both at 147. He needs a big popular name that's going to sell the fight. He's not much of a seller. I just don't understand why it hasn't happened. It irritates me. I have this conversation with Jamal all the time. I'm like, this is the perfect opponent. I want to see you against Rolly Romero. I want to see the presser. These are fights to me that are entertaining, because at the end of the day, boxing is not supposed to be wrestling, but at the end of the day, you got to sell the fight. And there's nobody that sells a fight better than you and Rolly. Why can we get a Rolly fight? What do you think about Rolly Romero?
I would love that fight. If I was if that fight was under a better promotion, the Broner fight would have been monumental. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been unbelievable. You would have got to see a whole lot of shit. It would have probably been a documentary, all kinds of shit. But no, it was with Don King and his old ass ways that never really worked out. Like,
I'm about to say, how was it down there with Don, man? But
Don is amazing. He's definitely an artifact. You know what I mean? And you know, and he's an artifact in boxing. You can't keep doing the same things that you thought was working in the 80s and 90s. We're so far done and gone.
I said that, no. I said, man, I said, listen, I respect Don, what he did in boxing, but it's not even the early 2000s Don King. This is 25 years later Don King, and things are definitely different. He's not the same. He doesn't have the same machine as a Bob Arum has today. And that's what makes the difference in terms of where he's at now in the sport of boxing.
That's because Bob Arum has a slew of other people to help him.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not worried about like kicking some dough out to people that can do a better job than him in whatever avenue that it might be. You know, he has, like, Top Rank has presence in the world of social media and things like that. Like, Don don't have any of that. Right. And he likes to overmanage, you know what I mean, certain things. And
it's
like,
crazy, bro. I'm telling you, I was going
in places where he shouldn't be at this point. Like,
it's crazy because I was going on based off your fight. I remember someone telling me, I was working with a fighter back in Cincinnati. They were trying to tell me, you know, we get him on, basically get him on a young kid, get him on fight on Pro Box, whatever, to get him started. Then they felt some way. They didn't like the deal. They tried to tell me that, oh, well, what's the nigga call Don King? I'm like, yo, Don King has one card maybe per year, if that, and then you gotta find a TV or a network to put it on. So like, why do y'all keep thinking that Don King is still doing things like we are, like the Showtime boxing? This is not the same anymore. But again, like I said, I seen how they treated your fight with Adrian. I seen the build up, like you mentioned. If it was someone else, Y'all would have got like at least like how like HBO 24 all Showtime All Access something to build it up. We didn't get any of that, but people still think that Don King is this big promoter that he was in the 80s and 90s.
Clearly, he wasn't, because it looked like it was shot with a camera film. Like it was hot. I hated it, but I tuned in anyway because
we all tuned in. Yeah,
it's crazy. There's people that want to call up. We're gonna take a caller real quick. Ash is blowing up my phone trying to get to you, Blair.
Yeah, trying to get to you bad. I don't know what it was.
I don't know what
she definitely trying to get to your ass.
I'm calling her right now, but she was. Hold on. Let's see if she answers right now. She called like 15 times.
Hello?
Ash, what's up? You're on with Jamel and the most entertaining.
Oh my God, I'm not even prepared. Oh my God.
Yeah, you was calling like you was ready to talk though, for like the Lord in the chat. You arguing everybody and shit. Like,
that was like a half an hour ago. I wasn't even prepared.
Plenty of time to get your questions in order. Now you on the spot. You had to hang up. You had to pick up.
You're on with the most entertaining. Come on, what's going on?
What's up, Ash? How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
All is well.
I don't even know where you guys left off at, to be honest with you.
Well, where do you want to start, Ash?
Wait, what's your question? Where you want to start at?
So Blair is still on?
Yeah, he's talking to you.
Now she's shy. It's crazy.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not tired. This is not random. I wasn't expecting for you guys to call back. But Blair, what's up?
What's up?
Never mind. They out there. So what's up? What's going on? So who do you want next? In all actuality, because the last fight you had was Brona. That was like a year ago. You lost to Rosa. Who do you want next? I wasn't listening. I was trying to listen, but I wasn't really listening because I got a lot going on. So who do you want next?
Who do I want next? Well, Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero will probably be the guys that I really want next, just because it's kind of perfect when it comes to the entertainment side.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, pretty much all the guys that got a belt can get it. And so yeah, I'm just honestly, it's almost to a point where it's anybody, but as long as the money is right, we can make it happen.
All right, so we know that it's not going to be Ryan Garcia because he has an injury to his hand and to his shoulder.
Yeah, I don't believe that injury, but continue.
I mean, his hand was messed up forever. Like he never threw that right hand. It was worse shit anyways.
I'm sorry, Blair. No.
Yeah.
Don't do that. He literally had surgery to his hand.
Like Blair said, it's been hurt for the longest.
All right. I don't know about that part. But we're gonna take it easy on my guy. Ryan Garcia. We're not gonna do that.
Oh my God, whatever. Well, he does have a fight coming up. He's on the co-main event, right? With the Chris Eubanks fight. The rematch with Chris Conor Ben.
He's looking for an opponent. He's looking
for a good opponent. So, hopefully we can get a big name.
Springs TV said if Errol Spence would have returned, you take that fight.
Absolutely.
So Blair, I did say that I don't mind seeing you on the prelims. How do you feel about that?
The prelims of what?
Prelims.
Any fight, it doesn't matter.
The prelims.
I don't know.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't mind, but like it'll just be a big step back, and it won't really do my fans justice. That's one of the biggest problems.
You have fans? But Lord, you have fans? What fans do you have?
I was showing for your neck. Oh, okay.
Hold on, Ash. You ain't gonna disrespect my guy like that.
I know. I really need to take it there because you have fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ash, I can't let you disrespect my guy like that.
Very few people don't know me. That's
go ahead. Let us speak on mine. I know Blair gonna come back with some shit.
I mean,
Blair.
It's Friday.
French fries, though.
You're nuts.
You know, he fought Hookah, Solomon, Raymond. Who else he fought? He lost to Rota.
You gotta add my man Maurice Hooker on there. Is another world. He was a world champion. You gotta add those names too, though. Respectfully.
Yeah.
Respectfully, Ash. You gotta add those names. I'm saying
He got knocked down 3 times in a fight that he was supposed to win, and he came into the fight. He came into the weigh-ins weighing 7-8 pounds heavier, like overweight. We still fought, and he gets knocked down 3 times in the first 2 rounds, and then battles. And then gets beat down the whole fight.
Got quiet. Ashley, where you at?
And that was only 3 months after the Rocha. Everybody thought I was done. And then what ends up happening right after the Hooker fight, I call for the Verge Ortiz fight, to which Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya said it was too risky and we don't want to have that fight. And then I went.
Wasn't that that was in the 6th round, wasn't it? No.
What?
The Ortiz fight.
No, well, we were like, they had promised me Ortiz after the Maurice Hooker fight. They thought I was done, and they thought it would be easy. And then after I beat Hooker the way I beat him, they changed their minds on the idea of me fighting Virgil Ortiz. So it's only under the circumstances that he wins. So, and after that they put a hold on my career for 2 years.
All right, Ash, I'm gonna move forward.
Owe me $1 million. I can't wait for that money to come in September.
No, but outside of that, the last time that you fought was Adrian Bona. That was almost a year ago.
Right.
So where we at with it at this point? Is
we
went through that, Ash.
Speak on it. We already covered that, Ashley, but you missed that part. We covered that.
Yeah. Ash, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna take some more questions from everybody else. Right? I appreciate you.
Love you, Ash.
Appreciate you. I apologize for that. I didn't know she was gonna do that, but good sport. Ash prelims. I'm like, prelims? Are you? Who are we talking to right now? Like, no, are you crazy? They said, hold on, where are we? Jamel, please continue. I forgot what we were saying at this point.
Now we was taking just calls.
Absolutely, I
would.
You
know what I mean? But nah.
You talking about Charlo?
Champions and the people, yeah. Somebody said younger Charlo. Y'all come with that younger. I mean, they are twins, but I get what y'all saying. Y'all don't buy them.
You mean the lighter Charlo?
The 154 Charlo? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He can't hit a moving target. That's a problem. And as long as you're disciplined, I beat Charlo. His power won't be able to touch me.
What do you let's switch gears. What do you think about the events that transpired this weekend with Keyshawn Davis not making weight at 135 against De Los Santos? What was your take on that?
Well, it's a big letdown. You know, I wanted to see Keyshawn. I've been seeing him in the gym. I've seen him train.
Right.
Looks wonderful. Great work from his team and his trainers. They're working on some very interesting skills, and I wanted to see it happen, you know. Right. And it's not happening, and it's because of this weight. And it's like, how do you not make weight? Look, I came off a 2-year layoff, a full camp, and made weight. Made under 147. You know, and why can't he do that? Like, he has fights very, very consistently, you know, and like he's saying that, you know, he's growing out of the weight class, but it happened so fast, it seemed like, because he's been fighting consistently. Mm-hmm. and he has a world title. I'll be damned if I don't make weight in a weight class that I have a title in, you know. So I don't know. Maybe there could be some discipline things going on that needs to be handled outside the ring.
Actually, hold on. I gotta tell you, we didn't mean to catch you off guard, but you kept calling in, so we figured you was ready to speak now.
Right.
My bad. I didn't cut you off. I don't have the phone, so you got to go to the norms on that one. I had the phone.
Nah, fact, hell no. I had to move forward.
No got to do for that. I see. Listen, I get to everybody in the comments. I try to get to y'all. Y'all want to call in? Please call in. But like I said, I try to get. If you can't call in, write what you got to write, and we'll answer it. But my bad. Actually, we didn't know you was unprepared. We thought you kept. We kept saying you kept trying to call, and we figured that you was ready to go.
Blair, so De Los Santos looked like he wants smoke also with Jamel. I don't know if you peeped that on Twitter.
I don't know what the hell that was.
Jamel was he made a comment about how De Los Santos looked. He looked drained.
Yeah, you seen that man? That man, like I said, that man coming off a 2-year layoff. He looked little as hell. You know what I mean? I mean, credit to him. He did make the weight, and then you got to give him credit for that. You know, he was professional.
He made it.
He made the weight. But then I was speaking to somebody on the side. They said that he was out that long because he had health issues, whatever, with his leg or something like that. So I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, my concern is the fighters. I was like, whatever. Listen, if you want to go in there, that's your business. You everybody got to eat. Everybody got money to make. I understand where you're coming from, but it wasn't nothing like on my end, no issue. But again, I've never turned down nobody. Don't care how you feel.
I mean, at least he walked away with his full purse, De Los Santos. But now
he walked away with his purse.
I'm saying. Usually they don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I would show up, make weight, and just walk away with the purse.
Usually they don't. Usually you don't even get a percentage. You'd be lucky if you get a cut if you what you're supposed to get in it. So you got off pretty well.
I just have to take the fucking fight.
Hey, that was Tyrone being real generous. So shout out to Tyrone for doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying, too, with Edwin. Well, yeah, Blair, he said he caught it before I caught it. God, usually you don't get shit. If anything, they'll be like, we owe you a fight. We'll get you onto the next card or whatever, and we'll still pay you the same. That's usually the best they can do. I've never seen it where they actually still give the fighter his full purse and let him go on his way.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I would not even mad if I was Edwin. I'd have been in a good mood. I didn't have to get punched in the face and got paid.
But you gotta stand like you gotta stand up too. There was a world title on the line.
I mean, you know what sucks, man? Is it in Virginia, the fight?
Yeah, but it was a world title on the line. You took the fight in your heart for you thinking I'm gonna win this fight. So I don't care where it's at. It's a world. Sometimes in those champions, listen, he came off a 2-year layoff to a loss to Shakur for that title, and then to come right, then get a call and get another title shot again. Of course, he's gonna take it. Blair would take that shit right now. If he called Blair right now, hey, we got a world title fight for you, but it's in his home, he's not gonna care because that's how real fighters are. We're gonna have to strap down and take the fight, and we're gonna go for broke.
I'm talking about the people that bought tickets to see.
That's different.
Keyshawn, that's wild. I mean, if I'm a
promoter, I'm offering refunds, but I think
did they close? They shut down the whole fights.
Abdullah.
No, Mason's gonna be headlining.
He got bumped up to the main event.
Okay, so he got good. So at least they didn't lose the whole card. You know, a lot of times they have such bad cards that they don't even have a supporting like main event. You know, like if the main event fall out,
the main event fall out, usually the whole card just collapses.
Yeah, and like everybody's out of a check.
Top rank, shout out to Top rank because you got to give Top rank credit because not only did they save the card, they still allow others on the card to still get paid, make a payday. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
Blair made a good point. Usually, the main event falls apart, nobody gets paid. Everybody goes home and hopes to get the call for the next one.
No, 100%. But the crazy thing, it's his hometown. People bought tickets to see him. That's where it's kind of like, I mean, he's gonna face some scrutiny behind that, bro. Like they're gonna lose a lot of money.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at least his brothers. You know, I know the Keyshawn was the headliner, but his brothers still get a chance opportunity. And I think Kelvin has a good fight with Albright. That should be a good one that people are looking at under the radar, in my opinion. But yeah, now I get it, man. For the most part, people came out to see Keyshawn, their world champion, represent, you know, the not only the city but the state of Virginia, and things happen. Hold on, and Ashley got a question for Blair. We can pull it up, boy. She's still talking, Blair. She's still talking.
I don't know. I think she was twisted. I'm Blair.
All right, my question to Blair is: do you still feel like you have your speed? Yeah, absolutely. It's more creative now. Like I have certain things that I do it's more controlled. I had so much speed, it was kind of ridiculous. You know, it was kind of ridiculous when I was younger, but now I'm like in a position where I can control it. So I'm not speedballing through shit.
He said, somebody said he disrespected Sweet Pea's legacy and disgraced that arena. He definitely lost some fans regarding Keyshawn Davis this weekend. I mean, listen, man, I'm really surprised about the whole Keyshawn thing. And I was talking to Jamal earlier, and I was like, yo, I didn't expect them to cancel the fight. Like,
I ain't expect either. I
thought they'd offer more money.
Like I told you before, bro, I think it's one of those things where, again, crazy. He got the purse, so it was like, why take the risk? That right, T? Because usually, and Blair, you can chime in on this too. Usually, most fighters would be like, because Blair said the same thing with the Maurice Hooker fight. When I seen 4 pounds, I was like, okay, it's overweight, but it's not crazy because we usually see guys. Usually the limit is like 10 before they shut a whole car, they shut the fight down. So when I seen 4 pounds, whatever, I still thought they was gonna take the fight, but I still thought it was gonna be dangerous because if they didn't put a rehydration clause or where Keyshawn may have to come in the next day and weigh in again, it was gonna be bad for Edwin. But I'm figuring now, since they got the full purse, why do I need to go in there with the bigger guy if I already got what I came for? And I'm pretty sure opportunities will come. He'll get another opportunity elsewhere, whether it's back with the PBC or whatever. He will get another opportunity because he trained for full camp, so he's in shape or whatever. So he'll get another opportunity. But if you could walk away with a full check and still potentially go get another opportunity, can't be mad at it.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Listen. I'm just looking forward to some big fights coming up, man. There's a lot going on this year. Hopefully, my guy gets a big opponent. Rolly Romero. I mean, you're out there. You just won the belt, your biggest fight ever. In my opinion, this could be one of the biggest ones to go down. I don't know. Like I said, man, I'm here, Blair. You know I rock with you heavy.
Absolutely. Thank you for the support.
Always,
you know,
bro.
man,
Like I said, we want to see you back, bro. So
man, where's the haters in the comments, man?
Ash, I mean, we could call her back, man. There's always listen. I think you have more fans.
Haters, man. like
Ashley, she's saying I did her dirty. She did say she's a little
tipsy. It's Friday. I get it, Ashley. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's time. It's time to get out.
So this is Santa Cruz has a medical issue. If anybody got any questions, you guys can call up. Blair said he's with the smoke right now. If you guys want to call up, leave it in there. It's up to you guys. But what else? Let me ask you a question. You took a shot at my man Canelo. I usually don't allow no Canelo slander on this show, but since you are my other guy, Blair, I'm gonna let you rock with that one. Who do you got, Bud Crawford or Canelo Alvarez at in September?
What weight class are they fighting in?
168.
168.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a bit. You know, I don't know. Honestly, I'm just happy to be a part of it. You know, I mean, I remember Canelo from when we were actually kids. He used to be on my undercards in these little amateur tournaments that we were doing in Mexico. But I don't know. That's just I think Big Bro got a shot, man. I think Crawford might have a shot. But honestly, like, how the fuck are you gonna even hurt Canelo? Canelo is like,
I don't think he does.
I mean, he's been like shit since the whole Triple G thing. He's been bulletproof. Like, you know what I mean? Hell, even that dude that beat him, like, what's his name?
Bivol.
Oh yeah,
right.
Like, he didn't really hurt him. He just kept hitting him 1,000 times. Like, you know. So I don't know. So if anything, I would think that that Crawford would find a way to just win, just outbox him and just win on scorecards. Because the thing is, right, like nowadays it's like the person that wins is the one with the most status if it gets close.
Mm-hmm.
But in a close fight against somebody like Crawford might be able to edge him out in the judges.
Go back to what you just said. You said that he was an undercard on a lot of your cards when you were coming up in Mexico.
Yeah.
How does that actually work coming up in? Because I hear a lot of people, they say they build their records out in Mexico.
Okay, like let's put it like this. Like, I was an amateur in Mexico. I was actually fighting in Mexico in like death matches. Like, with motherfuckers nowhere near my weight class. It was crazy. You know, and like when you fight, you can finish them. They allow you to finish them. and the one that wins the fight
What?
is who cheers for who the most.
Hey, yo.
So, like, I come in there with all the boos, and then I leave with all the chairs, and like, of course they called me Apollo back then. You know what I mean? That was like my nickname, Apollo, and the name that I went under was Romero. You know what I mean? Because I'm on a run, bro. You know?
Wait, hold on. You're not just gonna skip that. Hold on. What?
My man's on the run. He was in the run. He was in the run, chilling in Mexico.
So you was on the run to Mexico.
You must be the biggest Blair, you know what I'm saying, fan I had. You don't even know the.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that this guy was on the real life blood sport. Like what? That's insane.
Yeah, do what you had to do.
Hold on. There was real life like people dying there, like seriously, or like
yeah, like all right, let's put it like this. When I moved to Mexico because my father was on the FBI most wanted list. He crashed the airplane with over $100 million in money and coke, and just a lot of weight. The weight was too heavy for the plane. The plane fucking crashed, bro. And what ends up happening, we end up fleeing. So I left my Beverly Hills life, living in Hollywood. You know what I mean? I left my Beverly Hills life to fucking be boom in fucking Mexico around a whole bunch of other cartel motherfuckers. And then like, yo, I'm living in this position where as though I don't even exist, bro. Like I have fake IDs, fake this, fake that, fake names. I like, you know, to a point, and I'm already fucked up. I'm young. I already don't have an identity. So like to that point, I was like, you know what? What's the most reckless shit I can get into? And at the time, because I'm doing the most shit, like we're cartel kids. We're doing all kinds of shit. We don't have any rules against us. You know what I mean? I'm fucking racing cars and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just doing the most, having parties. And like the most reckless shit I could get into at the time was boxing. So I go to the slums in the very toughest areas in Guadalajara and start training. I fought. I sparred my first day. And then after that, only 2 weeks later, I had my first fight and I just kept fighting, trying to hopefully die, but it just never happened. I just got better and better. You know what I mean? And I never lost. That was the crazy part, but maybe it was because I was willing to die. You know what I mean? And like I was like in these amateur shows, they always put me as like the main event of the show, of the like little smoker shows. And the reason why is because I have this afro, I'm a black dude, and they're gonna put me up against the toughest guy they have. Yeah, the toughest guy they have wasn't Canelo. Let's just put it like that. Like, you know what I mean? So we ended up fighting and everything, and like, yeah, that was actually a thing. And like I was in death matches, and matter of fact, I never even had a cup. I didn't even know, like, yo, I used to think if you had a cup on, you was a pro. I used to, you know what I mean?
What the fuck?
He was in the streets.
To be fancy,
bro. That's not the streets. This is a whole nother level, bro. Like,
bro, I'm from the fucking gutter of gutters, bro. Like,
dude, like this is like a fucking movie. So hold on, how were you able to become pro and come over here? Like, how the hell did that happen?
Well, I finally had an opportunity to come back to America. And everything was crashing. Fucking El Chapo's in jail, and everything's in an uproar. People getting kidnapped, and thank goodness I didn't get kidnapped, but people around me got kidnapped. Some of my family members got kidnapped, but like, you know, I got out of there. You know what I mean? We paid a couple $1 million to make sure motherfuckers are safe. And like when I came back to America, and to live with my stepmom. Well, what was initially I consider my stepmom, my dad's ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean? And like I was training in New York for a little bit, and then she, of course, she kicked me out, and I'm fucking living. And then I go all the way back to square one, back to where everything started in Philadelphia, and I'm broke. I have nothing, and I'm nobody. And then I had to start my life all over again. And yeah, and of course go through hell, find God, and then somehow make it. Like, you know what I mean?
You have arguably the greatest story I've ever heard.
Right? I told you,
in
how you
boxing
ain't got it?
history.
Like, yo, that's good. It's shit crazy.
Dog, I mean, I feel like he's lying to me right now. Like, I love this guy more now. Like, the
If
fuck?
that's not an underdog story, I don't know what to tell you. That's
Bro,
some
it's
crazy
a movie.
shit.
Like, how is it
Crazy
just not being filmed right now? So,
Well,
so
we
you
were
got
working on it. I actually just talked to like one of the like a film writer to like help me with it, because I got a couple projects that we're working on, some TV shows and a movie. Bro, just the story alone is unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable that I made it this far.
dude, this is
You know?
the greatest story I think I've ever heard. Like, I feel like you're lying to me right now, bro. Like, this is nuts. Like, from cartel kids to, I mean, and I guess that's why you're the most resilient guy I've ever seen in boxing, bro. Like, nothing phases you, bro. My hat's off to you.
2-year layoff and then come back better. 1 year layoff, come back better. 1 year layoff, come back better. And the thing is, I don't see anybody else doing that shit. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
with no
man,
money. With no money. I'm broke, bro. Like, you know what I mean? All that cartel money is gone, dog. We just, like, I had to start off from the scraps, from broke nothingness in Philadelphia, in one of the most dangerous streets in the world, training in West Philadelphia. It was horrible. It was crazy. You know what I mean? And then you got somebody like me that's like so fucking pure-hearted, because, bro, before I got to Philadelphia, all I knew was Beverly Hills. Like, do you really think I'm that dude? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm like, yo, it was crazy. And it's like, thank goodness I ain't killed nobody or like get killed. You know what I mean? Or end up going to jail. And I just somehow made it. I found God. And like, motherfucker, I was really trying to find God. It was a point in time where like I was going to church like 5 times a week. Like, you know what I mean? I go to this church and then this church on Sunday too. And then this church, like, you know what I mean? It was crazy. And yeah, man. And once I found God, like I finally was like, you know what? I got to get out of Philadelphia. And that was already after a 3-year layoff, because I started my career in like 2011 or some shit. And then like I had 4 fights and I was 4-0 forever. Nobody wanted to fuck with me. Nobody in Philadelphia ever wanted to fuck with me. You know what I mean? And then eventually I'm like, you know what? Like I gotta get the fuck out of here. And only through God's grace, I somehow made it to Las Vegas. You know what I mean? Like it's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable story. Like, bro, my car was broken. So I had to pray, and a mechanic fixed my car for the money that I actually have. You know what I mean? And then I drive straight, no pit stops, nothing. Like I'm just coked up on caffeine. I'm like, I'm not stopping this car.
Because he was
I'm not stopping this car, because if this car breaks down before we make it, we're done for. You know what I mean? Like, no, keep the engine running, Dave, because I gotta go and get some gas right quick. I'm gonna fill this bitch while it's still running. You know what I mean? And keep it going. And then somehow we made it. We made it to Vegas. And dude, I applied to one job. That I got that one job. I'm usually used to applying to like 1,000 jobs. I only applied to one job. Got that one job. Quit within 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And I was in the air for 2 weeks before somebody came in and said, you know what? I'm gonna give you a shot, and I'm willing to pay you whatever the hell you was getting paid from your job to just train. And that's what happened. Like, this is unbelievable shit. You know what I mean? I can't make it up. And then finally I got my career going, and then back with Golden Boy. Now remember, just a few years ago, Bernard Hopkins said I would never be able to get on with Golden Boy. I haven't had a fight in forever. It'll probably take me until I'm 10-0 to get to Golden Boy. And then eventually Bernard Hopkins had to change his attitude. You know what I mean? And a lot of things happened, man. And then, and it spiraled on to there. And then, of course, we have more bullshit. Don't worry, it gets worse. You know what I mean? Breaking off with Golden Boy because they won't fight me with Virgil Ortiz. They don't want me to be the best. You know what I mean? I'm in the peak of my prime. I'm like, yo, first of all, I can prove to you that the Rocha fight was a fluke. 3 months later, boom. It shook Golden Boy up, it shook Rocha up, it shook everybody up. They're like, oh shit, eyes wide open. They're like, oh no, we got to stop this dude. You know what I mean? We're not going to release you. Even though our contract is up, we're just not going to release you. I'm like, yeah, but the contract's up. Yeah, but we're not going to release you. And you're not going to fight me with Ortiz? No, absolutely not. Like, you know, and then of course, you know, that whole shit had to go through. And then eventually, like I break out of that contract with, you know, with lawyers and shit like that.
Mhm.
And I mean, I had to file a lawsuit. So we're in a big ass lawsuit. They owe me $1 million for the shit that happened to me. You know what I mean? 2 years off in the peak of my prime. So like, I'm like, okay. So what's next? I get a call from Broner.
Oh,
Hey man, you wanna make the fight happen? I'm like, yeah, let's make that fight happen. Like
Wow.
yeah, blase. And we went straight for it. You know, signed to the devil with Don King. You know what I mean? This shit is crazy. I can't make this shit up.
Dude, this is the greatest story I think I've ever heard. Like, I'm not even bullshit. Like, look, even some of the people that don't even, you know, whatever haters or whatnot, Nina comes and says, you need to make this a biopic. It's insane. Everybody's agreed. It's fire. Ash, of course, is still drunk. But people are saying that. Chris, I don't know.
Go to the comments, man. I mean,
Liz, but she's like, Nina's defending. She's like, did you hear his life story? Bro, it's the most amazing story. Like, I've never heard anything like that. I'm thinking you just turn, because a lot of people go to Mexico to pad their record and they'll come back. You were literally putting your life on the fucking line. Is crazy. Then the whole side of the relationship with your dad, that is, yo, dog, this is, bro, you're going to win a championship. That's it. You're going to do it. It's going to happen. Boots, you got to fight him. I'm sorry. Stop running. Brian Norman, let somebody fight you. Barrios.
Yeah.
I mean,
the problem is somebody like me is dangerous because I will not stop. I will not give up. I will not stop. And people like Boots that never felt resistance before. You know what I mean? Like, let's put it like this. Let me tell you how he even got to where he was. He had to wait until I leave and turn pro before he starts his amateur career. You know what I mean? Like that, like, no.
Who are you speaking about exactly?
Boots. Like they
really?
like, look, we're not fighting him. We're gonna wait until this motherfucker turns pro. Now we can do it. Like they don't they don't get to the nationals if people like me were still around. We all left. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't make it out of fucking Philly. Philly will beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
Philly will beat you up before you even get to the nationals. And people think that fucking the US is soft in the international shit, but really, like, those guys done got beat up by like future champions 1 billion times over. Like by the time you got through the nationals, the US nationals, like my man right here, like my man done fought like some like actual like true fighters that possibly would have been world champions. Meanwhile, these other guys in these other countries, they only got like 4 or 5 people in their weight class. Like, you know what I mean? We got thousands, you know? So it's crazy. Yeah, it's wild.
I mean, it's crazy that Jamal didn't even know that you were there and you seen him. Like, you literally
was there.
That's crazy.
People were there.
Canelo's people remember me. Well, like they remember me like it was yesterday. Like I actually showed up to Canelo's gym. Like it's actually Eddie Reynoso's gym back in the day. I showed up to Eddie Reynoso because I wanted him to train me. It was only one good trainer out there, and my idol at the time, Cholo Larios, which is his idol too. But that was the guy that we all looked up to. Oscar Larios was our guy. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy that we all looked up to. And his father was training me. His father, Oscar's father, was training me. And he brought me to Eddie Reynoso. And Eddie Reynoso, I did my thing and everything, did my runs with him and all that stuff. But Canelo wasn't really a thing back in those days. He was still like underground. And they damn sure didn't want him to be seeing me. You know what I mean? And what ends up happening, eventually Eddie Reynoso was like, yeah, man, I can't train you. I'm like, why? Like, because you're not Mexican. I'm like, what?
No way.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but look at me. Like, you know what I mean? But, you know, it didn't matter at the time.
Wait,
So
Eddie
just
Reynoso
the amount of
actually,
adversity that I had to go through is just ridiculous.
Eddie Reynoso actually told you he couldn't train you because you weren't Mexican.
That's what they say.
crazy.
That's what they say, man. That's what they say. I don't know, man. But
Jeez.
it was kind of rough, you know.
Dog, you have the yo, Jamal. I'm like speechless right now because this story. I'm honestly, I would watch this in a series, a movie. Yo, I never knew that you act. This is one of my favorite interviews, period. Because I got to learn from one of my favorite fighters everything, and I never knew none of this stuff. Jamal, did you know this shit about the cartel and stuff?
I know most because I like I said, I watch everything. I know he actually shared the story, not as much detail as I probably heard today, but I've definitely heard the story about being on the run and everything and going to Mexico and so forth and back to Philly. So I've heard majority of the story already, but yeah, he just added a little more emphasis in this one today.
Nah, that shit is absolutely insane, man. And look, man, I really want you to win a belt, man. I definitely feel like I think it's coming, man. Like at the end of the day, you can't stop God's plan, bro. So I really do believe that you're gonna get it, man. And I'm definitely gonna be rooting you on. But hold on, I ordered a shirt. I didn't get my shirt yet. I'm just letting you know, Blair.
Oh, what? You ordered a shirt?
Yeah, it was on your site. I ordered it and I have not received it. I ordered it in November.
Oh, that's crazy. See, like the guys that were above that, they were dropping the ball. We're gonna make sure we get you something.
I'm a fan, bro. I rock with you heavy.
A bunch of shit. We're gonna make sure. And anybody that's missing any kind of Blair the Flair apparel, hit me up in the DMs. And I'll get to you 100%. I do check my DMs, and like if you pop up, at least give me a woo before you like you just go on whatever. Hit me with a woo so I know it's you. You know what I mean? And we good to go. Anybody that's watching that that didn't get their apparel, we're gonna make sure we take care of that.
I appreciate that. Ash is still hating. What's your message to Ash? I don't know why she's hating.
What's in the cup, Ashley?
I don't know. You got to send her a message because she's hating. She's mad at me now. She's mad at you. I don't know what's going on. Ash, I don't know what you've been drinking tonight. But
I thought she was my sister, man. I got a sister named Ashley, and I'm like, that's like my pride and joy, man. Like, you know.
He said Don Julio. But Don Julio, that's what they say. I don't know, man.
She on that fancy shit. They got that fancy, expensive stuff. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that. But Blair, listen, man. I don't want to keep you much longer. I know you're a busy dude or whatnot, unless you want to continue or whatnot. But I definitely want to thank you, and I appreciate you coming on, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man.
Want to see a lot more of you closing out this year though, too, bro, for sure.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me on. Shout out to the champ over there, baby. Shout out to the champ, Jamel Herring, man. Like you're big news. You know what I mean? You're always gonna be a champion, man. And honestly, like people like me look up to you. I just wanted to let you know that, man.
That's dope.
I appreciate that, man. It's all love, man.
You know what I mean? You're still loved in the boxing community.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
So you know what I mean, I gotta get to my pretty brown driving me wild. Ooh, child, some things are gonna get a little freakier.
This is why I love this guy, Jamal. Do you understand now why? Jamal, every time I tell people, I love this fucking guy. This guy is the best. People get mad at me. I don't know why. I'm like, bro, what's not to love about Blair the Flair? He actually wants to fight. He's entertaining, and he's not going to run. Well, what else could you ask for? I mean, you're the GOAT, man. I fuck with you, bro. I appreciate you. What's up? So
thank you for having me on. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Blair The Flair for more exciting content.
Can we get a woo?
BlairTheFlair.com. Woo! The most exciting man in boxing.
I try to get Jamel to do it. He won't do the woo. I don't know why.
That's his trademark. That's his thing, bro.
Give me an arm part or something.
Hey, matter of fact, I want to state it too. No, I want to state that the best entrance I respect and love that you did, Heartbreak Kid.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
We gotta see more of that. We gotta see more of that. They wasn't doing. No one's doing that. We need to see more of that, man. For real.
I had to do the DX on the Broner fight though. I had to take it up a notch. I had X-Pac coming out, but he was busy that day.
Yeah, Sean.
The funny thing is, he was actually in town and everything. I really wanted X-Pac to come out, right? And then I saw fucking Rick Ross. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I didn't like the Rick Ross entry.
Making me look bad.
I would have liked the X-Pac one. That would have been fire. I'm not gonna front.
But I wanted to fucking have a pyrotechnics just doing all kinds of shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Brought that whole fucking venue down.
But hey, man, we're going to get it together. Hopefully, Eddie Hearn can pull me in and I could do it the way I really want to do it and show up for you guys. So we'll work things out. But thank you for having me on, man. I really
absolutely, Eddie. We're gonna leave you a message. Tell Boots. Let's set that fight up in Philly with you and Blair. I don't want to hear no excuses. My man's a star right here, right? Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Take care.
Say bye. Can you get him a woo? Say woo like that. You gotta say woo. So the woo. Go woo. There you go.
How old is she?
She's 6. She's gonna be 7. My little diva right here. Say hi, Blair.
I have a 5-year-old. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
What's your name?
Tell her what's your name.
Riley.
Riley, that's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
She's my biggest fan. She watches all the shows. So
right?
Say thank you.
Thank you.
Say muy bonito. You see? Say you're very pretty. Kind of like your mommy, right? All right, Blair. I appreciate you, my brother. I'm gonna be in your inbox. I'm definitely gonna hit you up, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you for having me on. Take care, you guys.
Take care, brother.
All right, brother.
I told you, Jamal, this guy's the best, man. He needs to be, bro. How entertaining is this guy? And his story is great. I'm gonna have to start a fan club. I love this guy. I genuinely love this guy.
Nah, Blair, cool.
Oh, he's the best, bro. Like he's not cool.
He put that shit up. Yo, that reload tournament, that was a big ass tournament. I cannot remember. Yo, you know how big those brackets were? Bro, everybody trying to get to the Olympics. I had to fight, I think 6 days straight.
Bro, he broke down your style back then. How many guys and you paid homage, man.
And I was 10 asses up then too.
Yeah. What?
Is it just
no 5th, baby? 6'6". Nah, he's awesome. That story, I'm not gonna lie though, Jamal. Like that story has to be made into a movie. Like, I mean, I did not know that. I mean, I heard some things before, but not to that degree. I mean, I think that's the best story in boxing. To be honest, that's just me. But
cool. Man, I got a good story too. I got a good story too, but
I mean, you want to tell him? I mean, I think it's.
I won't be here all day. We already.
Were you part of the cartel?
Hell no, my story ain't that good. I don't want to listen. I don't need no more issues with no more court cases or nothing. Don't call me up for nothing.
Cartel though, yo, bro. I took my daughter last year to Mexico. Bro, Jamal, I took her to Mexico last year, right? I took her to Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Bro, it was the whole place was stuck with the cartel, bro. Like I was sitting there, I'm like, yo, like this is wild. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is, man.
Nah, he's here. Like I said, man, he seems like he got good management. If they put him on that card, the rematch, there's definitely gonna be a lot of good publicity for him. So that's always a good start. Yeah. And I wish him the best. Ashley, you good? Because you've been going in. What's in the cup?
She's mad at me. She's upset. She said, I'm mad at you. I did not expect it to attack my guy. She said I'm his only fan.
I was like, damn.
I'm like, damn, Ash. Like, what? I mean, Ash is really nice most of the time.
Yeah, you know it was whatever's in that cup. It's Friday.
What's going on, bro? I was like, geez, people in the comments were like, what the hell's going on, Ash?
Nah, she got on the phone. She flamed my man. She said, I'm surprised. She said, she kept saying he gonna be in the prelims. I'm like, damn.
Prelims. I was like, what? But listen, I will say this. He was a good sport. He didn't get upset. He kind of, okay.
He actually was looking for that type of attention. He said he was looking for more. So
he likes it. I mean, listen.
I ain't gonna lie. On the side, I was cooking motherfuckers over here on Twitter. But I was cooking them. I was cooking them. I had time. I had time, bro. I had time for everybody.
I heard Kano was saying earlier. He said Jamel is going in. I actually had my son's practice today, so I got to miss all the action.
I keep fucking around if I want. Fuck around and find out.
Oh shit! I said, Jamel, how was your time as a Marine shaped the way you approach pain, pressure, and preparation in boxing? You got a question, Jamel?
I mean, I think, like I said, they always said boxing 80% mental, 20% physical, and I really believe that. And I believe, obviously, the Marine Corps has definitely embedded in me to be mentally, tough and strong. Like I said, I've been through a lot as it is outside the ring, So fighting for me, that actually was my scapegoat to get away from all the hell that I've been dealing with, or at the time I'm going through something. Boxing has always been my scapegoat. So for me, boxing is fun. The fighting is fun. I enjoy the preparation. I enjoy the feel of getting better, getting in shape. So I always, found myself in the gym as my therapy. So for me, I enjoyed every bit of it. The wins, the losses, I took it all in. And I believe I got the most out of my boxing career. So I'm.
Are you done? Do you feel like it's it? You're satisfied?
I don't think I'm ever satisfied, honestly. I always feel like I want to continue to push myself, whether it's within boxing or outside the boxing, to be a better person and a better man overall. So I don't think I'm ever satisfied with anything, honestly. But, I always look at every day with something in mind as a new goal to keep pushing myself just to be better than I was yesterday, or to lead by example where my kids can be better than me by far, and though that's just how I am.
No, I mean, I'm with you, bro. But I feel like you still got a lot left in the tank. But sometimes I feel like
cool.
No, you look good. You're a handsome guy.
Like I said, just give me 6 to 8 weeks. I'm in there. But for me, like just with the landscape of boxing right now, it just gotta make sense, man. Nobody wants to just be fighting just to be fighting. Like it gotta lead to something. Whether it's even a fight, a small fight, but it leads to something bigger. It just got to lead to something. Nobody wants to just be doing it, just to be doing it. And then when you look at the landscape, you guys you got to be in with the right crowd or the right people. Because you see where Blair's at. Blair can be one of his biggest wins of his career, and he can't get a fight worth for shit. So it was like you got to just be in the right place at the right time. That's why I was telling you, looking at other ventures over here and doing things like that. Because like I said, I'm still a fighter, but who knows?
No, I mean, you're right, man. I mean, like I said, his story is interesting, and like you said, you do got to be with the cool crowd, and it just sucks because, if you're not connected to the right people, or somebody ain't rocking with you, you
burn the wrong bridge, it's over in this sport.
No, I'm saying, and what's crazy? Me saying you got a lot left in the tank. I don't even think it's a fighter. I think, I always call you and I be like, yo, we got something. I really think that we're gonna take over this boxing podcast, and I really think we just come from a different perspective. I'm not a fighter, I'm a fan, and you are a fighter, and I think we come from a different angle, and we're great. I think we're great at what we're doing, and I think we're growing, and I love it. You know what I mean?
Oh, let me answer that question. I'll answer Springs on that one. He said, you moved into commentary and mentoring. What do you wish someone told you at the start of your career? At the start of my career, I remember being in Camp Lejeune. I didn't know what direction I was going. I know I was getting out the Marine Corps, but I didn't know where I was going to go. I actually called my guy Barry Hunter up first in DC because I know Barry since I was young. Then I also knew I had a great relationship with Mike Stafford, and Mike gave me his number during the Olympics, and I got with Mike. Mike helped me get to Cincinnati. I've been in Cincinnati ever since then. Shout out to Mike Stafford. God rest his soul. Love you, Mike. But during that time, Mike was a great mentor, but I wish I would have learned more in terms of the business side of the sport and how to run things, how to do things outside of the sport, which is like, getting the sponsorships and endorsements and things like that. Just because especially coming out the Olympics, those type of that type of knowledge, goes a long way with you in your boxing career. And that's just something that I didn't pick up until I got with my my good friend JC out in LA. He put me onto the game in terms of how to market yourself, how to brand yourself. Because for me, I was just thinking as a fighter. I'm a fighter first, so I just wanted just to fight. So I was cool with Al Heyman, because I was with Al Heyman when he was with Golden Boy. So I was with Al Heyman from like that far back. But I always thought that if I'd have learned how to basically market myself better, And I probably been a lot further than where I am. But at the same time, you know, I took it all as a lesson, and I just basically picked up where that left off at, and just learned from everything of my mistakes, and I just, you know, bettered myself from there. Has fatherhood changed your fighting style, your sense of purpose? I don't know about changing my style, because my style for me is to go out there and get the win by any means, even if I got to go out there and dig it out in a hard, you know, grueling fight. But fatherhood definitely has changed my sense of purpose and and how I approach the business. Because for the business side of it, it's not just about you. You gotta make the right choices. You gotta make the right moves. You gotta ask for the right number at the table in order to provide and take care of your family. So that's one thing that fatherhood has definitely changed me in terms of a fighter. Because before I was a father, I was pretty much reckless, just doing whatever. Like, I ain't really care for much, you know, as it is. Especially being a Marine, I was just doing whatever. But when I started having kids, I had to slow the fuck down and just, you know what I'm saying, put them first and think before I made rational decisions. Now you good? It's cool. We just chatting.
Yeah, man. This, to me, like, this is like for the people. This podcast, I really want more involvement from the fans. I mean, you know, Ash is my girl. That's my friend for years. Even though she attacked one of my favorite boxers, it's all good. You know what I mean? I still rock with you, but you know, we definitely want to encourage you guys to call in and, you know, hit us up on social media. Let us know what you guys want us to cover, who you want us to interview. We're definitely receptive to it. We talk about this stuff all the time. So, you know what I mean?
Hold on, let me see what else you got to say, Springs. I'm chilling.
Shoot, Jamel. I mean, shoot. Yeah, Jamel got me feeling emotional right now. Now you gotta feel emotional.
I'm just open.
Don Julio.
I'm just open. Yeah, she drinking that tequila. Take a shot for me though, Ash. Go ahead. Keep it up. We good. But
yeah, she's gonna hit me like, oh
no, I'm open. I'm open to everything. I'm open about where I come from. You know, I'm very appreciative where I come from and things of that nature. So, you know, life is still one big lesson. I'm still going through life lessons now. So I ain't perfect, but you know, I'll try.
Yeah. Hold on, he got another question. Hold on, he got another one for you.
How do you handle being a role model and a real flawed human being? I mean, I just be me. Like, I think it's easier just to be who you are, and people will respect you more for that than trying to portray a character. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm open book. Like, I admit when I'm wrong. I admit my flaws. Even my wins. I celebrate my wins, but I give my losses just as much of the attention as well on my losses. So, like, again, people bring up the Shakur fight. What did you learn from that? I learned from that, you know, I started off, I was trying to box with a guy who's pretty much a master boxer. You know what I mean? Instead of just using my natural attributes in that fight, you know, which is just being more physical, which I was doing towards the end of that fight, but by then it was too late from the cuts and everything. But I always take things with a grain of salt, and I'm just honest with everybody, man. Like, you got to be honest with yourself first before you can go out there and try to preach and be a role model to somebody else. Like I said, I'm here for the underdog, for the guys that was counted out, that was told they couldn't do this or couldn't do that. I'm that guy that, you know what I'm saying, that I like to prove people wrong. You tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna go out there and go do it. I'm not gonna brag about it, but because, like I said, my hard work and victory alone is enough right there. So I don't need to go brag about nothing. I just keep it keep it stepping.
Yeah, I'm with you. I definitely appreciate. She said she's mad at me. What the hell did I do?
How do you stay grounded when you've been through war and what? Like I said, I've been through the worst. Boxing is fun. Talking with you guys is fun. Commentating is fun. Trying to help out other fighters now. Like when you mentioned, what could I learn early in my career that I learned now? I try to preach that to younger fighters that I may work with now for things for them to look out. Even if I don't work with you, but I rock with you, I'm gonna still go out my way to make sure that you're good and make sure you're going in the right direction. There's plenty of times I gave free game to people. My girl Alicia Bumgarner hits me up on the side, and we'll chat about the business, and I'll give her tips and things like that. So I don't gotta work with you. I don't gotta collect a check to be real and help you out. So that's just me.
Did you hit her and tell her to unblock me? I didn't do it.
I ain't hit her up on that, man. I don't like.
Alicia, I love you.
I got you though, bro. I got you. I ain't hit her up on that one, but I got you.
Alicia, I love you. Don't block me. I didn't do nothing. I only speak highly of you. But anyways, whatever. Man, I really enjoyed this show, man. I ain't gonna lie. I learned a lot, man. I love doing the show with you, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, last question.
I don't know if you got kids.
What's something fans don't understand about the pressure of being a champion? The pressure, I think, is the spotlight's on you for starters. So it's like once you get that title, everyone's looking at you. Everyone's either looking at you to rise to the occasion, but then you got some looking for you ready to fall. So a lot of pressure is definitely on you, but it's how you handle it. And for me, I enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I was going out there trying to fight the best fights out there. I tried to fight everybody. Damn, I keep forgetting his name. And then my man was running the division for a minute before Oscar Valdez beat him, but it's not coming to me right now. But before Oscar knocked him out during the pandemic, but I try to get him. I try to fight Oscar Valdez. I try to fight everybody. You know what I'm saying? Carl Frampton stepped up to the plate. I took that fight. I had to fight Shakur afterwards. I didn't run from that fight. So for me, I just took, you know what I'm saying? I just enjoy, being the people's champion for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, no one could ever say that I ducked anybody. No one could ever say I avoided or was difficult to work with. I didn't cry about, I fought for what I felt I deserved, but I didn't make a big fuss about if I didn't get paid this or that. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, I enjoyed my reign. Yeah, I wanted all the smoke. Shit, I ain't get that's why I was looking at shit today. I don't give a fuck who feel about what. If you call me out about some shit, whatever.
Listen, guys, and we got more to conquer, more shows to do. We gotta get on like one of these networks and just have fun. They gotta let us rock out, bro.
We'll get there.
Shout out to everybody who's been tuned in. Shout out to everybody supporting us. Shout out to just boxing today. I definitely appreciate y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. I gotta take these kids to sleep. My son got practice in the morning. You know what I mean? And I'm with my assistant coach right here. She's with me. So, we got to put these kids to bed. But Jamel, of course, it's always a pleasure. We're back on Monday. Are you going to be up at 10? Put your alarm on now.
Look, man, why we got to go on 10? Like,
it just works for me. I then I go cook for the kids.
Oh, shit, man. Tell Gunny I said, what's up, man? It's a small world, man. Gunny, Charlie. Oh, that's my guy. That was my guy, man. That was my guy, man. Like I said, man, love much. Like I said, Marine Corps is a small world. But much love to y'all, man. Love all you out there for tuning in. Ashley, put the cup down. And like I said, we'll see you Monday.
Hey, Josh, just go to sleep, Ash, all right? Go to sleep. That's the best. I need your predictions tomorrow. I mean, Abdullah's going to win.
I think the fight that's probably going to steal the show is the one that Carmen already said, which is between Albright and Kelvin and Kelvin Davis, so we'll see.
All right. Appreciate y'all. Tune in Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. I'm going to make sure Jamel is up. I'm going to call him.
I'll be up, man.
Come on, we got to keep it going, man.
I just can't be up late at night on Sunday night, but I'll be up.
Yeah. We got other guys coming on the show. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Teofimo. We've been calling you out to come on. Stop.
Make that a clip, man. Tio, hit me up, bro, so we can sit down and finally talk. Like I'm saying, we've been putting it off far long enough. Let's get you on here and I want to hear what you got to say. Speak your mind, bro.
Facts, Tio. Come on, bro. Edgar Berlanga, he said he's coming on. Richard Hitchens said he's coming on. Let's make it happen, guys. Let's make history. It's your boy Norbs. It's my guy Jamel Herring. It's a 10A podcast. And we out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.